And a closer look at the reason scores have been so low this week. The 65th Denny's U.S. Open is brought to you by Bear. And a look at our Lumber Liquidators average by round, and they increased for a number of reasons. Number one, you got the amateurs out of the way as well.
Yeah, and again, you look at the fact that Walter Ray is leading the tour in average at 228, and this week, and if you average 200, that was pretty good. So, you know, I like to look at it as the U.S. Open golf, where it takes, you know, +1, +2, +3 to win that event. This week, the rough is up.
The rough is up, it's windy, and there's brutal pin placements. That's your analogy.
Right now, Doug Kent in a world of trouble because his opponent has thrown an unlikely 5-bagger. Right now, Doug still searching for his first double.
All three frames in the right lane for Kent have been 10 spares. As we take a look at our edition of Atomic Edge this week.
The reason why Doug Kent won Player of the Year honors last season is because he changed his timing. He got the ball into the swing earlier, which got his feet moving faster and got him to arrive at the foul line in a much better, more stable position. I think that Doug's best asset in his bowling game is the fact that he's able to wait on his swing. Never gets into a hurry or a rush to throw it.
And he was telling us yesterday he feels as good as he's really ever felt his entire life. No aches, no pains outside of his brain. But he was questioning some things, you know, things that weren't working. And things are not exactly working his way right now. Down 56.
Shot but one.
You know, when we interviewed the players last night, Norm looked physically whooped. Mika looked destroyed. But Doug and Chris Loschetter actually looked reasonably fresh.
And we interviewed the players very late last night. They did not get done till around the 10 o'clock hour. It was a long day of bowling. You know, Norm is showing us his right thumb and just saying, it's just pus, man. It's just pus. You know, I'm hanging in there. I'm a train wreck. He looked frazzled. I'm making up words. That's how bad he looks. There's Duke in the 8. Yeah, rather picks up the spare in the 7th.
Back in the day when your thumb looked like Norm's, they used to tell you to stick it in a potato. Something about you know, you whittle a hole in the potato and then you jam that potato on your thumb, and I guess there was something about the juice in the potato or something would help shrink or take the swelling out of the thumb. I tried that a couple times and never worked for me. So I don't know if Norm was out last night shopping for potatoes or not, but he said his thumb was killing him.
We'll have to talk to somebody on the Food Network about that.
Little premature.
Just wait a little longer on the Duke, please.
Little premature Duke from the fans there, and
well, at least he didn't chew him out a la Tiger did a couple days ago. Love seeing that smile on Norm.
When you have a 54-pin lead, this is okay right here, because Norm's just looking at another 9 spare.
Oh, Norman.
That may not hurt him.
Just
in this match.
Just lack of concentration there. Doug Kent can strike out and shoot 214. Norm is in the 220s if he marks out 9th and 10th.
It's a time to make up some ground if you're Doug Kent.
Norm forever fidgeting with that thumb hole. Boy, I've never seen anybody change tape, move that piece of cork around that thumb hole like Norm does.
Missed the head pin.
And there's that shot we talked about wide of target where it will never recover from that spot. And here at the U.S. Open, when you do miss, you pay the price. Instead of getting 8 or 9, something, an easy spare, you leave a washout.
Great pickup! Great pickup.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably a little too late for Doug. Now his best is 200 on the nose if he strikes out, but a great conversion here, getting the head pin slide over into the 10.
He said to us last night, give me a 220 on Sunday, and I'll sit on the bench and watch and see if somebody can beat that.
A lot of 9s for Doug this game. Right now, Norm looking as though he will move on.
Awful lot of shots in the pocket for 2 strikes.
10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, 4 pin.
Sixth strike of this match for Duke, and that'll put a wrap on this one. So Storm and Norman will move on to take on the 2 seed, Chris Loschetter.
Has not missed the pocket. 3 10 pins, the rest strikes. Pretty impressive. And Norm makes the lanes look like they're easy. Doug's struggling to shoot 180. Pretty impressive.
Duke won here in 1994, the Brunswick Johnny Petraglia Open. In fact, both that's the first poor shot we've seen today from Duke, but it's not going to hurt him. Norm about to go 3-0 on television this season. Those first 2 wins coming at the Denny's World Championship.
You think of all the games that were bowled this week, 488 competitors started. We only had 2 300 games for the entire tournament. One by Tommy Jones in the 3rd round, another by Nathan Bohr in the 4th round.
Well below the 4.81 average per tournament of 300 games.
This is painful.
That's a great week, though, for Doug. At least now he can finish the season off on a high note.
All right.
Well, Doug still has one more event to go. He'll be in the Motel 6 Roll to
Skills
Riches.
challenge is over, but I'll give it my best here.
Coming up in Orlando. How about it?
Oh.
Game effort, but not the best of games for Doug Kent. 234 to 160. Time now for our CLR clean sweep. Norm Duke in the 6th, making it 5 strikes in a row.